This is Robin on the Road, your concierge for all things travel. And today I'd like to take you on the road with me to Arlington, Virginia, and a tour of the United States Marine Corps War Memorial. Pack your bags, let's go. On a recent on-the-road trip to Arlington, Virginia, I had the pleasure of seeing the Iwo Jima U.S. Marine Corps Memorial. This was a special trip as I enjoyed the company of my partner Mike, and he's here with me today. So Mike, welcome.
Hi.
So I know you were a little bit lukewarm about going to this memorial, but what was your first impression?
The size of the memorial itself. It was huge, overwhelming, and I believe it represents the sacrifice people have made for this country.
You know me, I always have to give a little bit of history.
Sure.
My information comes from the National Parks website and educational signage and audio at the memorial. The photo that is the inspiration for the memorial was taken on February 3rd, 1945 by photographer Joseph Rosenthal of the Associated Press and depicts the Marines raising the flag on the tiny island of Iwo Jima, which lies 660 miles south of Tokyo. The flag will be placed on Mount Suribachi, a 550-foot high extinct volcano that forms the narrow southern tip of the island. America needed the airstrip located on Iwo Jima, so the morning of February 19, 1945, the 4th and 5th Marine Division invaded Iwo Jima. The 28th Regiment of the 5th Division will be ordered to capture Mount Suribachi, reaching the base of the mountain on the afternoon of February 21st. The mountain will be almost completely surrounded by nightfall on the 22nd. On the morning of the 23rd, Marines of Company E, 2nd Battalion, will undertake the very difficult climb up the rough terrain of the mountain. At about 10:30 a.m., men all over the island and at sea were thrilled to see a small American flag flying atop Mount Suribachi. The first flag was only 4.5 feet long, so Major General Keller E. Rocky ordered that a much larger 8.5-foot long flag be raised so everyone could see it. Now there were many photographers and photographs taken of the first and second raising, but it will be the photograph by Rosenthal of the Marines' struggle to raise the second flag that will capture the emotion of the men and the Americans at that time. This battle will cost more in lives than both Iraq and Afghanistan. 22 Marines will be awarded the Medal of Honor, 13 posthumously. Countless American lives will be saved because of the landing strip and their sacrifice.
While there are 6 men depicted in the photograph, 70,000 Marines will fight, 19,000 will be injured, and 7,000 will die in the battle for Iwo Jima. Also not pictured are the 500 Navy ships and warplanes who will bombard the island for 72 days in order to land 3 Marine divisions and an Army regiment. 110,000 Marines, soldiers, sailors, and airmen will fight to take Iwo Jima. While the memorial is dedicated to the Marines, it honors all military personnel who have fought for their country. Additionally, 21,000 Japanese will fight from miles of underground tunnels. 20,800 will perish.
War's such a terrible, costly thing, isn't it?
It is.
On duty with the Navy,
Go Navy!
sculptor Felix W. Weldon, seeing the photograph, is so moved that he will construct a scale model, then a life-size model. 3 of the men who survived the battle, Renee Gagnon, Ira Hayes, and John Bradley, will pose for De Weldon, so he can model their faces in clay. The others who are believed to be depicted here were killed on Iwo Jima. Today, historians believe John Bradley was not part of the photo. Instead, Harold Schultz is thought to be the man in the photograph.
The finished memorial is about 78 feet tall with 32-foot figures shown raising a 60-foot bronze flagpole.
The flag will fly 24 hours a day, 365 days a year by presidential proclamation.
The M1 rifles and the carbine carried by 2 of the Marines are 16 and 12 feet long respectively.
That's a real story. That's crazy. The canteen can hold 32 quarts of water.
Hope you're thirsty. The Marines stand on a rock slope above the granite base that came from Sweden.
The names and dates of every principal Marine Corps engagement since the founding of the Corps forms a gold ring around the base.
And the entire cost of the statue was $850,000. It was donated by Marines, Friends of the Marine Corps, and members of Naval Service. No public funds were used for this memorial.
Imagine that. That's fantastic. These are the men believed to have been the actual flag raisers when De Weldon created the statue from Rosenthal's Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph.
On the right, Harlan Block is at the front of the flagpole with John Bradley behind him, followed by Franklin Sosley and Ira Hayes, with both hands reaching for the flagpole.
On the left, Renee Gagnon is in front of Michael Strang.
Since then, researchers and the U.S. Marine Corps have concluded Bradley was not there.
Susley was actually in the spot, and Harold Schultz is where Susley was.
To learn more, you can read the U.S. Marine Corps statement on the Iwo Jima flag raisers located on the Iwo Jima Memorial website.
This is the first memorial to war veterans in the area.
U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial is visited annually by about 1.5 million visitors. Starting in 2018, the memorial was renovated in 3 phases, with Phase 1 repairing the bronze, making it watertight, touching up and updating the gold leaf. Phase 2 improved the road and parking around the memorial. Phase 3 fixed up the grounds. All 3 phases were made possible by David Rubenstein's generous donation.
More non-taxpayer dollars. I have downloaded a few old photographs mainly to show the size of the figure. The memorial is still used today. You know, I never thought that I would tell people that it's time to go see these memorials, and it's really hard to imagine we would take down memorials to World War I or World War II, but nowadays I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, it really saddens me, being a vet, to see the statues in history being taken down, and for our children and grandchildren, they won't be able to enjoy them.
And I was about 6 years old when I first saw this memorial, and I remembered it for the rest of my life, and it was very important for me to take you there because it is such a powerful memorial.
It is. I don't believe you can. Anyone could leave there with not feeling changed and moved by it.
Things to know before you go. The U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial is located in Arlington, Virginia off US 50 next to Arlington Cemetery. The grounds are open year-round, 6 a.m. until midnight. Parking for cars and buses is available in the circle around the memorial, and it is free to visit. From June to August, the U.S. Marine Corps holds sunset parades every Tuesday evening. The parades last about an hour and feature music from the United States Marine Drum and Bugle Corps with precision drill by the U.S. Marine Corps Silent Platoon. The grounds contain several interpretive signs that also have working audio for more information. There are portable toilets, water fountains, and trash cans located on site. Please be respectful of this park as it is a memorial to our veterans. No ball or frisbee playing is allowed. Pets must be kept on a leash. Mobility impaired can be accommodated. A ranger program can be requested from the National Park Service. My information for this video came from the National Park Service website and the interpretive signs. The website also contains 2 videos about the memorial. I will provide a link in my description. This is an expensive area to visit. For this on-the-road trip, I chose to stay at the Hyatt Regency Crystal City next to Reagan National Airport. It was clean and quiet and more affordable than other hotels and short-term rentals. The hotel had a free shuttle every 20 minutes to Reagan National for flights or to pick up the metro. Breakfast is not included, and the continental breakfast was $16. There is a market cafe owned by the hotel across the street for a quick meal and drinks. There is no self-parking at this hotel. If you are driving, I recommend packing food and drinks to save a few dollars.
I enjoyed our stay at the Hyatt. It was centrally located. It was a little pricey, but for our needs and where we were located, it was a perfect fit.
It really was. It was very comfortable. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for this on-the-road trip to the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial and for your assistance with this video. So now that we've been through everything and you've been there, would you go back?
Yes, I would, and I plan on going back. D.C. is a big place, but this memorial, again, I don't see how you could not be moved walking away, and when you leave this memorial, it moves you, and I would recommend everybody to go and see it. It was great and beautiful, and try to pick a beautiful day, but you never know.
Well, thank you for joining me.
Lastly, I'd like to thank you, fellow traveler, for joining me for this Robin on the Road trip to Arlington, Virginia and the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial. I highly recommend the next time you are on the road in the D.C. area that you plan to visit. Please smack that bell and subscribe so you don't miss any future road trips, and smash that like bell and give me a comment if you do enjoy my road trips. And check out my latest video to Bulow Sugar Plantation ruins in Flagler County, Florida. This is Robin on the Road, your concierge for all things travel, and I hope to see you out there on a road of your own. Until then, safe travels.